We
Watching
live.
some Al Bundy.
Yeah, it's cool. Hey, how y'all doing, chat? It's Big Gear Composition. I don't got no video or nothing like that to have y'all waiting and stuff. I'm just gonna jump right in. Sure, I'm poor. I'm trying to get my money up. You know what I'm saying? So it's my boy George, and the topic today is gonna be a closer look at TV dads. We looking specifically right now at James Evans from Good Times and Al Bundy from Married with Children. I'm gonna be speaking up for James Evans, and George gonna be speaking up for Al Bundy, and we're gonna get it popping. That's who all was in the chat waiting for us and stuff. Shout out to Adrian Nicole, one of the best moderators on the scene. Shout out to my friend Zyrex. I'm super excited too.
Yeah.
And shout out my brother DJ Witch Doctor.
Well, I'm
How you
I'm on
wanna
Al
you wanna
Bundy.
start off, bro?
Well, I'm on Al Bundy's side. I mean, James Evans was a hard working man whenever he could keep a job, but sometimes it looked like if it weren't for Florida, he would have been out in the street. He would have he wanted to steal money that wasn't his. He wanted to get on with the preacher that was a friend of his, and they wanted to like do the fake prophet and stuff. And I was like, if it weren't for Florida, he'd have been in the streets and be locked up or something.
You could have got away with it too, but I ain't. I'm gonna let you get yours off. What else? What else? About James? You ain't like. I remember you telling me something about when what called joined the gang by force.
Wait a minute, say that again.
When JJ joined the gang by force.
No, I mean, what is what is your perspective? Give me that.
My perspective. My perspective on James that no matter what the situation was, he still went out there and worked. Whether he got laid off, he went out there and found another job. Whether he was going around and trying to take care of things at the house by hustling and stuff like that. He had a lot of um stuff that was getting in his way, but he still took care of business. He had respect from his family. He worked hard, and shoot, it seemed like a lot of people um like James for being like a person say how it is, doing what he was supposed to be. And the most important thing, he was a present father. He was right there for his family all the way to the end.
Well, I like James. I I couldn't figure out like why this man couldn't keep a job. I really didn't know what skills he had. I mean, I know he worked at a car wash or something one time, but everything was
He
like,
seemed like he was a factory worker. He seemed like he was a factory worker.
but
But I mean, shoot, a lot of I don't look at the part of him can't keep a job. I look at him continue to get up in the morning and get a job. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Make sure you get up in the morning and do what you got to do, whether you like it or not. So I bid them up on that. Now give me some perspectives on the other dad that's in question today. Married with children on dad Al Bundy. What made him a better father? We ain't gonna say that none of the fathers was bad or nothing like that. What made Al Bundy a better father than James?
Well, my perspective, mine's a little bit different because, like, if we go to the James Evans thing, and my father grew up. I mean, my father was taking care of a family in that same era, right? And he was consistently working, even down in the South. And just like James, both of them had the same type of respect, but it's hard to understand like how come you couldn't be consistent like your like other people, and that
Like
was
white folks.
go ahead.
How couldn't James be consistent like white folks?
Man, I don't know if it's my audio or your audio, but you got a little static in there.
No, I got nature going on in the background. I'm outside. So
Oh,
it probably picking up wind and birds and stuff like that. But I gotta do what I gotta do because my daughter in the inside, she ain't feeling well and stuff. So but anyway, with the with what I just said, do you think it's a difference because of skin color? Let's just go and get that out the way. Because you know, Al Bundy, he was in a good neighborhood. I thought you were gonna say he was in a good neighborhood. He raised his family pretty much steady. He didn't have a whole bunch of jobs. He had one job.
yeah, he had one job,
So is it because of James was unsteady? You look at him as a Al Bundy as a better father.
but well, I don't know if it's generation. You know, when people talk about generational curse and all that, I don't know if James had that, but he could. Well, you could show him a little grace because at least he was a trying man and a working man. But I I just find it hard to believe that you're a father and you constantly out of work or you constantly getting laid off. But the rebound is like, Florida had went out and got a job in some of them
Uh,
episodes. Go ahead.
all right. Let me see what the chat saying right quick. My girl
Yeah.
Adrian Nicole said I need to pay attention to this chat. So shout out to Nino Nation. Appreciate that, Adrian Nicole. Get me right. You know, this new to me. Having people come in and support me on the live like that. And what do y'all think from what we just came up with the Al Bundy and James situation? Is it all right to come out and do the best you can for your household and be loved at your house by your family, or does it really matter what society is saying that you're doing with your family? If you're not being stable, but you still going out there, you still trying to bring bread out there like how James was doing whatever he could, and then you might be on the opposite end of the spectrum. You might be steady with bringing a paycheck home and making that happen. So what y'all think about that?
Is someone on the line?
Yeah, it's we got about 5 people right now on a live. My boy Nino said all that matters is your family love. I'm in agreement with that. Georgia, is you in agreement with all that matters is your family love, or is it more important to have the respect and love from outside of your family, society's respect?
Oh, from the perspective of the society.
Is that more important? Because that was my small joint. We was taking a closer look at the TV dads, but then we're gonna look at what makes a great father. And then is it more important to have the respect from your family, from society, or self-respect?
No, I mean, society can dictate a lot of things, but to make a great father, you need to be a protector, provider. You need to be in a leadership role of being a great father. I mean, that what makes a great father. That's somebody your kids can look up to, somebody that can make your life better and put you in a position to go farther. Some fathers, well, some men, they have kids and they don't even be great fathers, but they complain about women. I'm like, how you complain about woman being what she is, and you can't do anything better than she can. So society, some of it dictates some wrong ideas, but that's only for certain people. But if you got the basic down and you continue doing the basic, that's what should be respected. So some of these,
Oh man.
huh?
Oh man. I think we're gonna disagree a lot, man. I think we're gonna disagree. So you pretty much saying that um being a provider is the most important thing, even over just
No,
trying to provide and being
love,
there present.
love and respect is the most important thing. Because if you don't love your woman or love your kids and respect your kids, then being a good provider really don't make you a good father. Because a good provider is a component. It's part of the machine. It's not the whole machine. It's just like if you
Well,
go ahead.
I don't necessarily agree with the provider thing
Why?
because at this point, you know, provider can definitely be a man or a woman, and I know a lot of y'all have issues with men out there letting women do what they want of going out there and taking taking advantage of what life offers them and not trying to sit there and get in their way and tell them, hey, you got to make less money than me, or I'm gonna feel some kind of way. I don't feel some kind of way about a woman making more money than me. And shoot, the whole traditional look of society looking down and trying to get men to be subservient and make a lot of money, I'm against it. I'm against that. So that's where we're gonna have problems at right now, George. So like, explain to me how you think that is a good father over a man that's present and he sit there and allows his woman to be great in her element.
So you don't believe that a man should be a provider.
I believe he can be a provider, but if he ain't got it, he ain't got it.
So
That's just a fact.
so you
But that's not answering the question. What I asked you, though, you know what I'm saying?
so
It's
you
not off of what I believe right now. I disagree with you.
so you get up and work to provide. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm not the sole provider of the household. I'm not the sole provider. If there's a woman in the house and she's working, she can make more money than me. You saying there's something wrong with me because she make more.
sometimes you may end up being a sole provider. Sometimes things lead to you being a sole provider. I mean, I wouldn't suggest you get a woman that don't want to work or don't work, but sometimes things happen where you're the only one that able to work. And so you have to get up and make sure because a man that can't take care of his house is not really going to be the man that she going to respect. Because if a woman is going out and she bringing home bacon, like they used to say, and she got to do all that, she's not going to look at you the same way. I mean, some of them hood rat mentality females will they'll take care of a man.
My my
When
homeboy Nino said vice versa. Like men look at women that can't provide for themselves the same way what you saying that a woman would look at a man like that.
most women can provide for themselves. You see, the job market
And
is real strong in women. So a lot of we when you talk about providing for themselves, is the difference between that and them chicken heads that tell people like, "Oh, you got to do this and do that for me." That's different because a begging, always whining, always complaining female is what we're trying to avoid. So we're not looking at them. We looking
let
at
me post the scream yard joint right quick. George, you go ahead.
oh, I'm just saying we got to avoid all the chicken head stuff. The ones that are always in the club, the one that only think about going to parties and all that. We're not counting them. We count some real women So if I'm a provider, I'm not providing for nobody that's out just looking for me to get hair done, nails done, buy outfits and all that. Because that's not conducive to me being happy. That's not gonna make me happy just to just throw money at women. That's why a lot of these guys shouldn't lead with their wallet, because you get used quickly on that. So be a provider, get you a woman that can be your teammate, that can you can do it together, not like some girl that just sitting around like you just bring the money and we enjoy that.
All right, well, so you talking like me, but then at the same time, you're
Huh?
not talking like me. You talking like me, but you're not talking like me. Because if you're a
No,
provider, you the sole provider, and you a leader. How you a leader and a teammate, George? How is that?
no,
How's that making you a better father or a better mom and stuff like that? It's really you saying a partnership.
no. I'm just telling you, don't get no useless woman. It ain't nothing wrong with being a provider. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with helping the woman you with, because who want to have a woman and she's struggling and you doing good? I mean, what's the mentality behind that?
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna need me a laptop because I can't sit there and wrench people up at the same time because I'm on StreamYard. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
figure that one out. But I made my homeboy Wish Doctor admin, so if he gets some time, Wish Doctor start wrenching up people and give Adrian Nicole that big wrench. And shout out to J.R. Lee and everybody else that pulled up. I'm trying to catch y'all as the conversation going. So let me get this straight. You saying a teammate and a leader is the same thing, or clarify what you talking about right quick?
by what I was saying,
Yeah,
like,
what is this about being a teammate and a leader? How are you being a provider and you're allowing the woman to have the soft life and all this stuff like that, and then you the leader and you the teammate? How you all love it at the same time?
because being a provider is to help your woman, help your woman. And I'm not saying being used. I'm saying being a provider because she needs something, you should be able to get it for her. I mean, not no outrageous nonsense, but actually like something that's needed. I know a lot of guys now, especially this era, they don't even think that women should be treated well, and I don't even understand that.
Uh, No, we talking about good fathers right now. So we're gonna separate the what the bad women and the bad men. We're gonna separate all that out. What
Okay,
makes a good father a good father? How is him being a provider, like a sole provider, making him a better father than a man that's present in the house and he's providing what he can? That's what I'm trying to get to.
I mean that's respectable. If you even if you're not in the house, if you provide for your child, then you're a respectable man. I mean that's what we should be
Okay.
looking up to. Now, if you in the house and you ain't doing nothing but sitting around, then you a bum. If you in the house and you got that woman
What if
working,
what if you ain't got no job, right? You ain't got no job. You cleaning up. You clean up the house, you washing the
I'm going to
dishes,
get a
you
job.
mopping. You do
I'm,
no, that ain't hold on, because
I can't.
I want to
You can't
get
criticize
I
me.
want to get a
You
clear
can't criticize
perspective.
me for not working.
What if a man cannot work? He
I'm not
cannot
going to do
work. That
that.
ain't the option. That
I'm not.
ain't the option. He can't work.
I'm not going to
The
be that
man
man.
can't work at all.
I'm not going to be that
Yes,
man.
you going I'm not asking you what you're gonna be. I'm telling you what the situation is. So the situation
Oh,
is the man cannot work. He
really?
cannot work, but he is sitting there. He's
That's a re-
providing his time, his energy, and everything. Is he helping out with homework? He cooking. He cleaning up the house. Everything like that. He might got injured. He can't work no more. It's over with. Is you gonna lose respect for him?
Is he
Is you gonna
disabled?
lose respect for that man? Nope.
He not
He's not
disabled.
disabled. He's not
No, he better
disabled.
get out there and cut some grass or something. I mean, he better get out there and cut some grass. I mean, cause you sitting around and you able-bodied, you need to get up and do something.
So why do you feel so harshly by the man being at the house, but you don't feel so harshly by
He
a
got to.
woman being at the house?
Is a difference. I mean, we got to
What's the
separate.
difference?
Cause we got
What's
to
the difference?
hold on. We got to separate men from women. We don't need that gray line where it's no responsibility on either side. So if you want to be a woman and you want to be
So
equal,
what's the response? What's the clear responsibilities
because
of a man and a woman, so I can get this understanding of how you thinking, so I can know how to move forward? Because I didn't know it was none. I think that I agree with Adrian Nicole. She says it depends on the household situation, what the household requires. Because I remember you telling me on another conversation we had that everybody life is different and you can't expect for
true,
everybody to be moving the same way. But in this situation, you thinking that we all supposed to be under the same kind of standards.
because in every household is different. Everybody got a different situation. But I'm not gonna be looking at you the same way you're a able-bodied man and you're not working. You're a housewife. If you hurt
I
now,
think that's highly disrespectful, George.
if you
That's
hurt,
highly disrespectful.
if you hurt, you injured, okay, yeah, I can understand that. If you in
So
between,
so it's like you saying there's no such thing as equality then.
it need to be a distinction between men and women.
So it's no such thing as equality then, in your opinion, George.
Right? It need to be a distinction. If I'm gonna give
You're
you,
not answering the question
I'm,
because you know what's about to happen. But is it a difference
as a
in
man,
or is it people are equal?
no,
That
we
you
ain't
don't
have.
believe in equality.
It's not equality to be a man at home. It's not no equality to be a man letting a woman take care of you. I mean,
But
it's
it's
not.
okay for a woman to be taken care of then, right?
I never had one of them, so I wouldn't know. Every woman I had worked. Every woman.
Okay, so they worked, so they was on equals playing field with you then. Y'all both worked.
I mean, before I,
So it was more of a partnership then, right?
my woman worked, yeah, she ain't staying home, but
So you so
she didn't want to
but
stay
you
home either. So I ain't,
and you
I
and
never
you
even came up with it. Only person that stayed home was my mother because she was a housewife, and my aunt, one of my aunts, because my mama had a bunch of sisters. All my dad's sisters worked. So I really don't get the understanding of how people can stay home and not do anything in this time, this era, because women can accomplish a lot of stuff. Men can
that's a
too.
fact. So you is if we can acknowledge that is smart women and smart men out there, then there's dumb men out there and dumb women out there too. It's a spectrum of people, and then we have different uh things that's in between and stuff like that. Somebody might be better in the finances. It might don't necessarily be the man. Somebody might be got a better status job, and it might don't be the man. But it almost seemed like I don't wanna say it, but I needed to come out your mouth that you look down on men that money that their money is less than they woman, and that they not providing as much as what the woman providing. If the woman is providing more, he he's now done lost his manhood. He's not a man no more. He's a woman. He's a housewife. I think that's what I got from you. Chat, help me out if I heard it wrong. I might have heard it wrong.
What you got from me is that a man that want to stay home and let his woman work is trying to be a woman. What you got from me is that if you're a man, you should take pride in being able to work and provide. I mean, you don't do it for every woman because some women are just evil and they'll take advantage of it. But if you're a good man and you find a good woman, it's nothing wrong with providing for a woman. I don't know why we done lost the sense that
We haven't lost anything. We haven't lost anything because I'm just looking at the conversations that be going on Facebook, on YouTube. We be involved in all those conversations and things like that. And I thought that it's not important for what a person bring to the table and all this stuff like that when they bring themselves and they provide energy and being a part of the family. If somebody being a part of the family and they doing their job and stuff like that, they want men to now be more understanding, cook, clean, all this stuff like that. But you telling me that ain't what we should be doing.
what
We got to pick and choose when to do it. Or you telling me we need to be working, they ain't doing it at the same time. And
call,
you'll look down on somebody that just do one or the other.
I'm just giving you from my perspective. So if you feel well, let me ask you this because you don't think what is your ideal relationship?
So my ideal relationship now and one of us working.
Hmm?
My ideal relationship now one of us working. We just go around and vacation and we use our money and stuff like that from investments and different things of life and enjoy life for what it actually is. Not, yeah, I don't think relationships and household is really about work. You supposed to get to a point where that's over with. A man should not work until he die. A woman should not be working until she die. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't saying nothing
It's
about
like
working
I
to
think
death. No, I
we
didn't say
put too much emphasis. But you
I'm,
said,
I'm
you
not saying
sit there
working
and
till
said
you
that
die.
you said a man sit there is looked down on if he not working. He need to hurry up and get back on the plantation.
No, I'm not talking about working yourself to death. None of that. I mean, I don't believe nobody should just like work and then just fall dead. I'm asking you your ideal relationship or what you would want to be in. Would you want?
I done told you. I would want for my woman to be able to do the passions of her heart and for me to do the same. And 1 second, we got a guest in the background. I ain't got no beat. I ain't got no transition for him. We just gonna trust in the Almighty. And it's my brother, Nino Nation. Welcome to the panel, bro.
Listen,
This my homeboy, George, man, from Facebook. He trying to get into this YouTube scene with us. And
what's up, bro?
Nino, he started his channel up a bit. What you got to say about some of these points we've been talking about, bro?
I can't hear.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Try it now.
See what's
Okay.
I don't think it's on my side. But why he get that together, George,
Yeah,
back to you. Back to you. On providing. Only men should be the providers. That's what you're saying, right?
I didn't say that only. Go ahead.
Sole provider. You said the sole provider.
No, I
When
didn't.
it comes to
You said so.
but I'm saying when it
No,
a
you
sole
said
provider when it comes down to a man sitting there and
no.
having a woman at the house is accepted, right? You
I
don't
said
see no problem with that, right?
All right, that should be good now. My bad.
Oh yeah, you in there, brother.
This thing
So
keeps
how
switching. My bad, but the computer keep like if my computer stay off too long, it ends up switching my mic control for some reason. So, but,
okay.
but I'm good now.
that's what it that's what
But
it is.
yeah, I was listening. I just had some questions because it's like I think at one point he was like, man, if a man isn't providing, he, I guess being a man, just to put the short on the end of it or whatever. But I was just
Yeah, he say
curious.
that a lot.
Yeah, I was just curious, like, what if, a man, he working, he take care of his family, and then he get hurt on the job and he can't really work anymore? Does that mean he's less of a man because he can't go out there and work like he used to?
Great
Because, like,
question.
I look at it like, let's switch it around on the woman. Men expect their wives, look good. That's part of the reason why they marry him. But if she get in a car accident or something like that and burn part of her face off, is he right if he divorces her? You know what I'm saying? So when he was saying, when a man is a providing, if something, depending on the circumstances, if she looks at him differently, that says more about her than him. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, because when you get married, it's for better or for worse, not married just because, you got to provide. Do I think men should be providing? I think both people should be providing something, right? You know what I'm saying? Even if he ain't working, let's say he in between jobs, he still got to bring them groceries in. He still got to go out there, cut that grass. He still got to take out that trash. He still got to protect the house. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on provision when in these days and times, I mean, it's a little different than back in the day. You get what I'm saying? Women could go out here and make way more money than a man easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially a man who's doing like manual labor. You don't get paid a lot for manual labor. Most of the money is going to people who can use their brain to make money. But a guy who maybe don't have it all up here, but he can work real good or whatever, like a mechanic or something like that, and all of a sudden maybe something happens to him where he hurts his hand and he can't do mechanic work anymore and he don't know where to go. Does it make the woman right if she looks at him differently because he can't go out there and work on cars like he used to? That's kind of the question I was kind of asking in the chat.
Well, George, what you think about that?
No, I mean, I always said a man should go, even an able-bodied man. Cause let's put that out there first. Cause if you disabled, then yeah, I can see the woman carrying the load. But if you healthy and you able, you should be getting out there and doing something, because the whole situation where just a woman working and a man not working, that don't make sense. I mean, you losing ground, you losing respectability, and then she's in total control. She can put you out at any time because she's the one who's taking care of everything. Her losing you is not going to be any blow to her.
Well, let me throw some wild out there for you. I was watching a show with my wife about polygamy. So I know we already talking about monogamous relationships over here, but it's this one black guy. He's spiritually married to 3 women at the same time. The women married to each other and they looking for another one. They go out to work and his ass stay home.
I mean,
so at this point, they only ask him on some shit like when they come back. They're like, what you did today? What did you read? They just require him to read, and he just tell them what he don't read for the day and stuff like that. If that worked for them, who am I to be giving respect and taking respect from the situation that they got? You know what I'm saying? I look at things a little more simpler, that like we judge people on perspective of what the standards is, but we don't hold the standards equally for everybody. So when I looked at James, he wasn't he was able-bodied, and he went out there and he worked and stuff like that, but you still have the perspective of you that looked at him like, well, he couldn't keep no job. Instead of looking at him like he went out there to keep searching for a job, even though he kept losing one.
But he was
like, what it takes to please society when society don't help you bring in nothing on a majority of the time. It's what you do in your household that makes a difference.
It's also what you do in your household and what you do outside of your household. It makes a difference. I mean, because you may
hold on real quick. We got somebody else in the and we're gonna bring to the stage. My brother, DJ Witch Doctor.
Yo.
What's good with you, bro?
Ain't shit, just chilling like a villain, you know what I mean? After the 12-hour work shift, I'm on a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here, you know what I mean? What's going
Hey
on,
man, I
sir?
appreciate both of y'all, all three of y'all for stopping by, man, on my little sample joint just to get my feet back wet in the game or trying to come
Okay.
up with some little topics and things like that. What you think about some of the stuff we've been talking about today?
I think George is scaring me. George, salute to George. You're scaring me, George. You're making manhood sound like it's some scary shit. I want to have a family, but from how you saying it, I might as well stay my black ass single. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel so expendable. You know what I'm saying? It was some fun from how you painting it, George. You know what I mean? I hope you could convince me to get back on track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was working them down, George. He was like, I was looking at family. I'm looking at trying to get myself in position to be the man that my family need and stuff. And you messing up our hard work, George. Talking about a man got to be a soldier in the army of the Lord, and
Yeah, that's real rich. I mean, I put it like this, because since I'm old school and I was raised with a father that was an actual provider and took care of the family, I would do the same. I mean, only difference now between what you see in the new era, like my woman worked, both of us work, so I'm not no sole provider, but I provide more than she does, and I'm not gonna sit around and let her go out there and work and me just be lazy and in the house. Yeah, cleaning up the house is a chore. Cooking and doing all that is a chore, but you still got to do it anyway. So if you can do it by yourself without a woman, you can do it with a woman. I keep telling people, y'all, some of y'all, especially young folks, they look at women on the surface and they be going after the wrong thing, and then they paint all women like that. I'm like, you can't judge all women by what a few do. Just like I don't judge all men by what a few of them do, because I know some guys that strong-willed, intelligent, and do provide. I don't go with that sole provider thing, but sometimes you may end up in that situation where you're a sole provider because your woman can't work. So how do you look at yourself and be like, I don't want to do nothing but be here, occupy the domain and all that? How do you be a grown man and a woman can walk in the house and put you out of your own house? Cause her name is on everything, and she was the sole provider.
She can put you out your house even if she don't work.
I
that's a
If you
mean,
fact.
married.
I actually seen guys get put out of their house because
It's,
they didn't have no control over, no respect.
Yeah, but George, you really
How
ain't
many
got no
how many
control
times have you
anyway,
heard of a
though.
guy that
On
get
the
on the
on a
roof with
fact,
them?
you don't have no control over that. Like say if you get in a divorce or something like that, most likely she gonna get the house if y'all owned it, because
Mhm.
wherever the kids at and stuff like that gonna get the most support, and you gonna pay for the livelihood of those kids and the person who providing for the livelihood of the kids.
I mean, you can't
And
put
you're gonna still be doing the same thing that you was doing, and you just gonna have to figure it out more. So that's not really in the argument. That's why I told you to stick towards the good men and the good women in this joint. Let's not go to the bad men and stuff like that to have you something to lean on. Let's just stick with the good fathers and the good mothers and try to figure out what qualifies them to be good mothers and good fathers and stuff. And how is Al Bundy and James Evans or whoever other TV dad, you can compare them to you know to the conversation of qualities that we can be doing. And what's more important, society's respect, your family respect, or your self-respect? Which one at 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 the time is going to be more important so you can do what you need to do for life?
I mean, you should have self-respect anyway. So it's how you carry yourself, and everybody respect is not worth it now. You have to remember that certain people, they don't respect you, but you don't even have to care about them. But respect, as in being a man and how you present yourself in that regard is how you carry yourself. Because respect can get you job opportunity, respect can get you other opportunity, and not just like, oh, I don't care what people think, because we done lost our humility. Some of these young folks out here would do anything. They don't have no care. They will embarrass their whole family. They were like, oh, never mind them and F them and all that. So it's good to carry yourself in a manner where you can be highly regarded, whether you know it or not. That's what respect is. And people be like, oh, like you said, respect in society. Yeah, we need to look at you. You need to carry yourself where people can look at you, whether you know it or not. They respect you. So
which one is which one would be most important at all times? Self-respect or society respect?
But if you have respect,
and that can go around. We can go around the pattern. We can go around the pattern with this. Is a one or the other? Self-respect or society respect? One or the other. And we're gonna start with you, George, and we'll go to DJ Witch Doctor, and we go to Nino the Prophet.
Nino.
Hmm?
You said which one you think is better by self-respect, society respect?
I thought we was going around my back. Yeah, I would say self-respect is more important than societal respect, because if you don't have self-respect, then people ain't gonna respect you anyway. They're gonna peep that you don't respect yourself and thus not respect you. Also, self-respect gives you the ability to deal with it mentally when people in society don't respect you, especially when they kind of judge a book by its cover without knowing you. When you have self-respect, that doesn't bother you as much what other people think, because you good with yourself. You don't need everybody else to be good with you.
It's not one or the other. Because if you have one, you create the other.
Not all the time. Like I said, like nobody could know you got self-respect just by looking at you. You get what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I can tell if you have self-respect if I see what you're doing.
You know
sure?
what? I gotta disagree with
because if you do some stuff that just outlands you,
George, because to me, like a lot of times people, because like where I'm from, there's a lot of, you ever heard about Rastafari, like Rasta? It's like a culture where people wear like dreads, like me and Nino, right? But a lot of people, they look at you with dreads and they don't really respect you because they think you don't respect yourself because you're not fully groomed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like me, for example, I got a lot of respect for myself, and I know Nino, he got a lot of respect for himself. But let's say we was to go to like a job fair, people would look at us like we the two that have the least respect for ourselves because of our appearance. So a lot of times when you respect yourself, it don't necessarily make people respect you, but it could kind of force them to respect you. Because if you respect yourself, you're not gonna accept disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So I think self-respect is the most important, because at the end of the day, you gotta live with yourself. And other people who ain't respect you, they ain't gotta live with you. So once you respect yourself, you could live with that shit.
Self-respect is projecting. I mean, because if you step outside and I never seen you before, but I see how you carry yourself, that's self-respect, then I'm respecting you because you projecting that on there. You projecting the confidence of yourself on there. So it's not like either or. If you present yourself in a respectable manner, people are gonna respect you.
But if you present,
but what do you think you is?
What if you present yourself a certain way, but you unhealthy? You don't respect yourself to eat the right food. You probably drink sodas all day, but you dress in a tuxedo. You know what I'm saying? You look sharp and everything, but you know, you just ain't respect yourself.
Well, I got a better one. Like, it don't matter how much respect you got as a black man. There's gonna be some white people that just won't respect you.
Respect. That's a fact.
I know that. I mean, that's racist.
So that just crushed your argument right there. Then.
No, I don't, because that's racism. It's gonna be a lot of people that just don't respect you anyway.
A lot of isms.
But that's why I asked.
There's colorism. Like, you pick one. Those will all be reasons why somebody won't respect you, regardless of how much you respect.
That's a fact, bro.
That's
What
when
if
you
you
deal.
poor? What if you poor in a lower class, but you respect yourself, but a person got more money than you, and just because of that, they don't respect you?
Mm-hmm.
But self-respect gonna get you respect in society. I mean, not by everybody, cause some even some black people they don't even respect anything. That's why I say we lost the humility of being adults in this era now. We lost the shame. Like there's so many shameless people out here that you don't need their respect. But when you walk into a group of intelligent people and you full of self-respect and you project that, that's the ones that we want. We don't care about those people that's like sexy red, the character
You
that
care
rap.
about them if they're writing you a check. What
Yeah,
if they're writing you a check?
I would argue with somebody else about her, and I'm like, she don't respect herself. She doing too much wild stuff. But I don't need to. I'm gonna get away from her. But the point is, if you have self-respect, you can project that to get respect from the decent people. And it's not like a either or because you step outside, they don't know you personally, but they can feel the aura around you. So when Israel said either or, I'm like, no, you're going to get both of them around smart people, around intelligent people.
So you saying there's no such with my question, you're gonna double down on it's just it doesn't matter if self respect and society respect
Not everybody.
we understand you need both of them, but at the end of the day, I asked you a specific question: which one was more important? Which one is more important, George? I said, is it self respect or society respect?
I
And
mean,
you said that you need both of them.
you're going to get both of them, but self-respect first.
All
That's
right,
what
so you saying that
A
self
or B?
respect is more.
You said A or B, and George is like,
it's
fuck
the
it, I'm
first
gonna
thing.
pick C. George,
He said C. He said A. He
George.
said A is self respect is the first thing. Then B is the second. But that wasn't the question. But I'm gonna just put it in the notes.
No,
We
you
wrote
say
it down. We
you
wrote
keep
it down.
so you keep saying either or, but you start with self-respect. That's
Yeah,
what
because
you
that was the question. I was like, I had got like that was the question I asked
you said.
everybody around the panel.
You said what
I
you
said
do.
which one is more important, which is what's the topic of the show.
I'm gonna
Self respect,
I'm gonna have self-respect.
society.
Yeah, I'm gonna have self-respect first. That's
Okay,
that's
okay.
your
Okay then.
because that's your
Okay then. That's the answer. That's the answer. Self respect is first.
well.
Because
That's
it's gonna be like Nino said, it's gonna be a lot of people that don't respect you no matter what the silly reason it is. They're not gonna respect you. But you still gotta have respect for yourself and deal with people accordingly.
it's just like affirmation, the daily affirmation. When you wake up in the morning, you got to come into the mind frame that you're blessed and that you respect yourself and you're gonna be the best person you can be.
Mm.
So that start before you even step out the door, before you get out the bed. You got to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you don't have self-respect. So when that's
All right. So let's get back to that original question about does it matter that when James Evans went to work and he lost his job, although he had self respect for himself and he went back out there to go find another job, did it actually matter about everybody else looking down on him in a negative way because he couldn't keep a job? Or did it matter that he got his butt up to keep finding the job?
are you gonna hold your head up high?
What if he hold it down low because he tired?
Yeah.
But he still had respect for himself. That part don't matter? Do he if he had respect for himself to keep going out there and doing for his family, no matter what the situation is, no matter what other people's
I'm not.
situations is, how they viewed him.
I'm not gonna let nobody break me. So if you start out with respect, that's gonna be your strength right there. People gonna look down on you no matter what. They're gonna try to find a reason to throw dirt on your name. I
So you
mean,
prove my point that Israel and George opinion of self of it's the only thing that matters at the end of the day because we got to live in these bodies.
Nah,
We got
kid.
to
I
live
see
in.
what you're trying to do. Nino, don't let him do it, bro. You see what he's trying to do? He's trying to win the argument we had on the last 2 shows ago. He's trying to win it back now. Don't let him do it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this. If you don't have respect for yourself, you break him.
He go. Shoot, they ain't going it. My master plan is shoot. God dog, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for that. For the
Hey, bro,
Mexican.
come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I tried it. I tried to slide it in there, but it is what it is.
I'm just asking.
It is what it is. What you say, George?
Let me ask you this. How do you feel that you should be viewed in society then?
Okay, then the reverse of my question. I mean, you should be viewed in society, and watch how I answer, as the person that you are you show to people. You should be viewed as that. But people gonna look from the outside in from the situation. They're gonna look at you and they're gonna make their decisions on how you move, how you carry yourself, and different things like that. Kind of on what Witch Doctor was talking about from the last conversation with the big girl. The girl view herself as an 8, and society said no, hell no, you're not no 8. So they're gonna look at you and they're gonna put their own opinions on you. But that should, in my opinion, that shouldn't stop you from going out there and giving it your best. No matter what happened in your life, in your situation, you still gonna have to move forward, and you still got to put out the best product of yourself that you can, and keep working towards your goals. So I understand that society is gonna look at us might be exactly opposite the way of how we see ourselves and things like that, and keep it real with you because they seeing what you are physically showing to the world, but you still got to get out there and move with what you got, and you still got to do the best you can with what you have.
So that all starts with self-respect on it.
Sure, I'm not the one making that. That's what I've been doubling down on the whole time.
But I
I've
think
been doubling down on self-respect.
I think self-respect come first, but I don't think it's the only measurement of respect, because we still got to interact with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody don't respect, like I'm about to roll up some bud right now. That's kind of sketchy because George look like an upstanding citizen. You know what I'm saying? He might not.
Oh yeah, he don't fool around with that.
Yeah, he might not respect me smoking in his presence, but Nino might smell it and be like, I respect whatever you got there. That shit something like that. It's good. I respect that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think like it is. I kind of go back to what George said now. Now I see why he's saying both, because I think it could be both, but I know self-respect is more important. Like what you're saying is more important, but it's not the only respect that matter. Cause we still got to deal with each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Well, I'm not against now one of y'all on that. I just because George did say the key thing of that's what it started with. Self-respect is first, but I wanted it to be one thing, and he doubled down on it being both. So George, you got him in your corner. You got him in your corner. Let's see, can you keep him there? Let's see, can you keep him there? So with the Al Bundy and the James Evans again, I wanna bring back what made Al Bundy a better father than James Evans. So we can
Al Bundy, the man. Well, he was the man, hardworking man. Didn't even cheat on that no good wife of his. And I respect Al Bundy. I'll watch Married with Children before you call.
Damn. Al Bundy was a better father than James?
That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
His kids didn't respect him. His wife didn't respect him.
Yeah, but you know what? He still was.
Good point.
You know what? He was the portrait of a man that was underappreciated. because he did more for them than they did for him, and they didn't appreciate him.
What did he do for him?
I mean, Al Bundy, he worked hard.
At the shoe store.
He was a little bit crass. But I don't think. But when I talked and I had a conversation, I realized, it's a TV dad, so all TV dads were good.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out what made them better. Because all TV dads was good and they all had their own situation that they had to deal with. What made Al Bundy better than James? James was like, at the time, he was going out there losing jobs left and right, still going. That sucker ain't never give up. He working on hardware and stuff at the house. What made Al Bundy the one job man that didn't get no respect at his house? Like Rodney Dangerfield, he gets no respect.
That one job was made him a consistent worker. You don't have to have multiple jobs to be a provider. You don't have to have multiple jobs to be a good father. You can get one job and take care of your family now. Well, back then, but that was like.
That's the thing. I don't think a job makes you a good father. Like, I was looking up because I remember a movie I seen with Kevin Hart. Right, it was called I think it was Free Day or something like that. And he was a stay-at-home father. His wife was like a lawyer or something like that made a lot of money where he didn't have to work. And he felt some type of way about it a little bit, but he realized that him being at home, taking care of his kids, making sure, their homework was done, helping his children with their projects, doing, stuff like that, he was a good father. But since he didn't have a job, in your opinion, he would be a piece of shit.
A housewife. He a housewife. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but he
just went straight in. He just went straight in on him. And then I'm with Nino. I'm like, man, the man out there doing everything that y'all tell us to respect women for, but since it's a man, he switched roles. George got a problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm trying to figure out, like, go ahead.
I was gonna ask George, you got daughters?
Yeah, I got a job.
No, he said daughter.
He said daughter. He said daughters.
One.
Damn. And she gotta let you she gotta let you meet her boyfriends. Oh damn, I could only imagine, bro. George probably be putting them niggas to hell, bro. Because that shit sound like you're being real extra hard on the guys, because like a lot of guys got there's veterans, there's different, you know what I'm saying?
No, you be sitting around.
A career woman that's working. Should she quit her job if it's making more than you, just so you could be there?
I'm trying to instill in her, because it's a lot of work with a teenager. But I'm trying to instill in her that if she get out there, she's gonna have something for herself too. It's not like the 70s where just a woman just get married and stay home and all that. But I'm trying to instill in her that you find the best person for you, and that you don't end up being like a caretaker for some grown person that can get out there and work for themselves. I mean,
but if she went to school and built herself up, right? Would you advise her to quit her job for a guy who could provide?
Of course, I'm advising her. Of course, you got to get a job. I mean,
that's not what he asked, George.
Yeah, you hear the question.
That's not what he asked. I'm gonna catch you up on it now. I got witnesses. I got some eyes. Got some eyes on you. So he asked you, would you advise your daughter to quit her high position job for a man that could do everything for her, and provide for her with his high position job? Would you advise her to quit her job?
I'm telling her to get a job so she can be a good helpmate. So if she can't be a good helpmate, then she got to be on her own, or she can stay with me, because I'm gonna keep a roof over her head as long as I can.
George.
But
George
said she could
she can stay with you, George. What about the man? He got to get out, right? The man got to go. He got to go.
I'm not telling her to go back to the 70s to be a house. I never told that, because I've been against that myself. But I'm not going to tell her, oh, you got to find you a man to take care of him. I'm never going to tell her, like, you're going to go up here and sit up under a man and don't have no kind of resources yourself. I mean, because it's part of being an adult, too. I understand that some men don't want to be providers. Some men don't want to be leaders, and they don't have to be. But I'm going to tell her, don't find one of them.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I still haven't heard you answer that question, George. I got to lean in now. I'm gonna lean in the cameras. Got to lean in. So, if she found this so-called leader, provider that she could be a helpmate for, would you advise her to quit her job so this man can take care of her? Would you do it?
No, I ain't telling them that.
So, what would you advise her to do?
Get up and work. You can still be with a man and work.
So what is it? So if the woman that the woman like this man, and he said, I need you to quit your job and stuff so I can be a better leader and provide for you and take care of you. I don't want you working. You're gonna argue against that, right? That's because you pretty much said that you would tell her to disrespect the so-called leader and and go to work. He said, I don't want your money. I don't want you working. I want your ass at the house and doing what Kevin Hart was doing. Switch it back.
No.
And you're gonna tell him, you're gonna say, no, I want to help you in the way I want to help you. That's what you're gonna say?
Get up. My feelings, I'm gonna tell her, get up and provide something for yourself. I mean, because it's a two-way street. I don't think that a man should work himself to the bone like you think I do. But
it sounds like it, but I'm gonna believe you. I'm gonna believe you, George.
I mean, look at me. I got a woman at work, so I don't oppose women working. I never said that a woman should sit home and not do anything but waiting for a man money.
So what happens when he gets too old? When he gets too old to work, does he lose his leadership then?
Say that
because
again.
he's not working. He's not working.
Yeah, when he gets too old to work, does he lose his leadership of the household at that point?
They can share that leadership of the household.
Yeah, leadership. How do you share leadership?
What?
I mean, I don't know why y'all think that a woman shouldn't be productive. I didn't know.
Nobody said that.
Nobody said that. I'm sitting there calling for what it is, George. I sit there and said that a man ain't no leader like that. It's some that can lead and some that can't. But for the ones that don't lead, they might start off in what you're saying already from a person being old. From a person being old, they can share leadership. You don't see no problem with it. But at the beginning of the relationship, it's a big problem with it. You don't see no issue with that?
You know what our argument has been for the longest? You said that a man shouldn't be a sole provider. Didn't you say
I said that a man should not be really worrying about leading, because what the hell he leading at this point? What is you leading? If both people going out to work, you talking about a woman is a woman is equal to the man, and they equal. How is two equal people leading how is one man solely leading that woman when they equally got the same kind of rights and everything else? We all equal on the same playing field. I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get the understanding. What is a leader to you, George? I'm just trying to figure out what that is.
that you should be? Well, I'm gonna go back to the same thing that I've always been telling you. Is that if you're gonna be a man and you're in the house, you should be working. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't work, but if you're gonna lead this household and you're gonna be the man of the house, you should provide. You should be up there stepping up and doing what you can. Your woman should be your helpmate. And I'm still gonna say that because my woman work and I work, but I'm not gonna sit down and let her outwork me.
But what determines who's the leader?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to.
That's what I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure that out.
Because
I'm trying to figure out what qualifies that man to be this so-called leader. What did he do for him to be like, okay, that's the leader right there. Although the woman out there working, the man working, he working hard physically, the woman working on the computer. She making more than him. He out there, he come home, he get a plate or whatever. He pay some bills or whatever. What is it? Is it the bills that he pay that make him the leader, or he get her to do exactly what he tell her to do when he say it? What makes him the leader? I'm trying to get it.
Because a lot of women, well, old school women, because the ones that didn't work, they did what their husband asked them to do. I mean, almost on every turn. That's what the whole idea of the traditional woman. When that man came home, he had food ready, had his clothes ready, had his house clean, and he had some peace from the stress of being out there in that world today. Them women provided in that sense. I mean, because it was always a limitation on how far a woman can go back about 40, 50 years ago. Because only in the late 60s, the woman could have a bank account. So the man told these women, you can stay home and provide and do this kind of stuff. And that's what they did. Today, it's no limitation on how far a woman can go. So it's okay for a woman can work. But the whole nature of it is that if you're going to be the provider and you're going to be the leader, you got to take some leadership role. More than just like working and providing, because there ought to be some love in there somewhere. Because if you just coming home and exhausted and all that, then you missing out on a whole part of life that you shouldn't have. Because if you have to come home and nothing is done.
What's the leadership role? What's the leadership roles for like a relationship?
That's the same question I asked you, George. You ain't asked it yet. You're just talking about what a person should be doing. I'm paying attention. I done asked you several questions. You don't answer straight, bro.
Let me give him an example. Maybe you need to see an example, right? If I ask you, who was the leader, right? My answer would be the person who making the decisions when the shit hit the fan. That's the leader. Is the person everybody look to see what they should be doing. That's the leader. So that don't matter.
If he
that don't mean if he working. None of that. When the shit hit the fan,
pimp is the leader.
The leader.
Remember, pimp is the leader, and he's not fucking for no bread. Excuse my language, Jar. He's not sleeping around for no bread. You know what I'm saying? And he's the leader, and the hoes, they the ones that work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying, man.
So none of y'all. Well, any of y'all, one of you live with a woman?
No, I live by myself now. But my last relationship, my ex, she lived with me.
So both of y'all.
My exes, my last exes, I live home before, but I ain't gonna hold you. Living by myself, this shit feels wonderful. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Just in the night.
I told you, George, I know people that stay by themselves. I told you that one no anomaly.
I mean, if you stay by yourself, everything is on you.
Yeah. And look at this, George. When I stayed with because I had two different type of relationship when we live home. Like my last ex, she came and live in my spot right here where I stay at. But my ex before, me and her come together and had a spot. So both of our names was on it. And a lot of times the decision making wasn't as smooth as the last relationship when she came and moved into my spot. Because if something go wrong, I got to take the accountability and the responsibility to make the shit get back where it's supposed to be. But if we both sharing responsibility, we got to share the blame. You know what I'm saying? If shit go wrong.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it's both of y'all in the household, y'all sharing leadership at different points of time. I know they want to put all the responsibility on the man for going out there and when the relationship don't work out or if it worked well, but it's just not the case. If a woman and a man is together, they equally should share the responsibility of the household for whatever goes on inside the household. Society respects the man that has a successful relationship. but your family would respect you and your wife or whatever situation you have inside their house
So
for keeping things done together.
do you get respect
And
in
the
the
reason
house?
I'm saying you can't share, I'll be
Yeah, I
real
get
quick.
respect in my house,
The reason I'm saying you can't share it, George, is because
but I
let's
give
say
it
you and
too.
your
That's
wife,
why I'm outside right now.
let's say you and your wife right now, right? And y'all lose the house, and we knock on wood, because you know ain't want y'all to lose the crib. But if you and your wife lose the crib, your neighbors will look at you crazy. They ain't gonna look at her crazy. They look
That's a
at
fact.
you like, what the fuck you did? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you the leader. You know what I mean? It's all on you. You the fall guy.
I don't know. I think what
And
you
that's what
call,
I'm looking at.
I was just thinking, but I think what you
Go
might
ahead,
call,
Nino.
I think what you might call sharing a responsibility. I think that's more of a delegation of responsibility, because I think that at the end of the day, anytime you have a group, even if it's two people, there will be a leader, somebody that when one wants to go left and one wants to go right, somebody gonna get their way, and that's gonna be the leader, the
Mm.
actual leader. So in a way, it could look like it's
So
being shared, but at the
so
end of
for
the
the
day,
majority of people, Nino, George, Wish Doctor, in these situations where you have a relationship like a black man and black woman, who the most person normally gets their way in order for things to run smooth? Is it the man or is the woman?
The woman.
the woman
Yeah.
and the
So
black,
will it be said the woman the real leader?
Yeah. The
and a
woman is
lot
the
of cases
leader.
they
All
are,
right
because
then.
that's where you
Yeah.
get the happy wife, happy life, ideal thing, right?
I swear
So
to
it's
God, Nino.
what she wants is what matters. She's the leader.
As long as she make you think you the leader, everything is
Yeah,
smooth.
that's
Everything
where
all good.
Mhm.
And that's
And
that's what I was trying to tell George. George, like, oh, a man should be provided. So he coming from the prospect of what society saying. He is the fall guy, like what Witch Doctor said. So you have a household, you got the woman there. He taking care of her. Anything go wrong, the man is the leader, so he can take responsibility for everything that goes wrong. Although he was trying to keep things together, and you can't force nobody. You can't just shake that woman up and do nothing physical to her or stuff. A woman or a man got to choose to do right. They got to
Mm.
choose to do for their family. You can't if a woman or a man want to go out there and have sex with somebody else. They want to use drugs. They want to be beating on people in the house, talking to them all kind of way on both sides. Then that's what it's gonna be. But at the end of the day, we got to be honest here and be like, come on now, y'all. If we sharing like what Nino said, the delegations of the household, delegating out the different playing here. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It ain't really. It's a leader only by namesake, unless it's somebody who actually they're forcing somebody to do something. Because a leader don't ask more than one time to do something. He asks you to do something, or she asks you to do something, and you either do it or it's chaos. That's a fact. So it's more of a partnership that people are dealing with, in whether they realize it or not, they just being conformed to think that they leading somebody ego. And I always said it's really the queen that run everything, because she, you sit there and might say, hey, I want a sound system in the house, I want blackout curtains, I want a movie theater in the house. So like that don't match with the status of my furniture and stuff like that. You go home, you go and you buy it and you set it up, and she like, dang, you took my curtains down. The whole argument might be because you took her curtains down, not because you want to put something in the house. That's why a man got a man cave, so he
How,
can design it and put the stuff the way that he want to put it in there. The rest of the house is theirs.
let me ask you this: how invested in society are you? That
Man, I can give a damn about society, to be honest with you, bro.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna be honest with you on that. I only care about the things that care about me. I'm more for my family and stuff like that. I'm
so
more for my friends. my going out and doing what I supposed to be doing. I'm a person who rather be home. Society, I understand they look at me as a fat black man that's work hard or whatever, but not making what the standard should be for me at my age. But I still got to keep going.
Well, you know what? So you saying that? Let me ask you this then. If you don't care about society, what do you measure yourself by? On you feel that makes you successful, make you a man. What do you measure
Family,
yourself by?
family and friends, family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Society is outside of that. They don't necessarily know me as a person. You can only look at the outward appearance of me being fat. My
No, we,
friends say, "Hey, you fat? You need to work on it." My family say, "Hey, you fat? You need to work on it. Let me cut down on how much intake food you intake." You know what I'm saying?
because we can remove society if we take that society stuff out of the conversation. Because a lot of time, just us being black men, that we've been stereotyped by everybody.
That's a
But
fact.
yeah, no, I'm saying like we being black men, we're gonna be stereotyped every time we walk out the door. So my question is, how do you measure yourself as a man, as a father? What do you
I
see?
answered. I answered the first time, bro. I told you my family and my friends,
Yeah.
people
Okay.
that spend time with me. Like I'm not gonna deviate from my questions, and I'm not gonna side talk. So you ask me a question, it's gonna be direct every single time, and I'm gonna stand on it. So family is what I bring my money home to make our livelihood better, to help out with the situation where we got. My friends, they see what I'm doing. If they say it's some room I need to improve and stuff, I can sit there and support. And what's going on, Arnold? And I appreciate everybody who gonna stop by and stuff like that, only for a little bit and came in and out and stuff like that. I appreciate the support of just y'all coming by. So I'm trying to get back out here and get my feet wet. I appreciate these brothers on the panel giving me a good conversation. So that's what it is. At the end of the day, society don't make the man.
I don't know. Society got terrible, terrible outlook on us as black men. I mean, because we be seeing
That's
that.
what I'm saying. So we already said self respect is first. The
Yeah.
next thing should be is not society. We can push them down and say family. It's what your family think about you. So number two should be your family and friends. Put both of them together. How they view you. Is you doing what you're supposed to be doing for your family? Is you a nice respectable man by the people that around you the most, not by you a little bit. Somebody that you might talk to in passing, never see them again.
Okay.
Because we gotta be honest that the world does not care about you. Society don't care about you. They're only looking at the averages, what's general. Because I listen to the conversation, they bring up stats. They bring up stats about what's general going on in our neighborhoods and what the wide scope of what the majority of men is. You even started when I said let's just bring it down to the good fathers and the good women, so we can take out all the bad examples of bad fathers and bad mamas, and just focus on what makes a man a good father and what makes a woman a good mother. That's what that's what your family will be able to tell you. That's what your friends will be able to see. Society don't look at you as a person; they look at you as an average.
I mean, make a good
Anybody
father.
want to chime in on that? I mean, sure, cool.
Making a good father is taking care of your kids. Look at making sure your kids are in a helpful, strong environment. I mean, because being a good father is that you don't abandon your kids. Being a good father is you try to teach them as much as you can to help them grow and be better parent. I mean, better people. That what being a good father is. I mean, also you got to provide for your kids because you assume a different responsibility from when you single with no child to when you have a child because now that child is helpless. So you got to oversee that child. You got to be the father for that child. You got to be the mother for that child. So that's the difference between a good parent and a bad parent. Because a bad parent would stick the child with someone else. The bad parent will endanger their kids, put them in a situation that they won't be in. I mean, so it's a clear line for being a good parent and a bad parent. I mean, and it's not even judged by society. It's judged by you can go for your child. That's a good parent, and it's judged by what you do for your kid too. Because some guys don't do nothing for their kids, and they complain.
How you doing, Sugar Bomb? I see you out there. But again, you ain't sticking the topic, my brother George. You keep talking about these bad stuff. That was a test for everybody to see if we could sit there and just focus on the good mothers and the good fathers. Well, obviously, online we cannot without saying saying something about bad mothers and bad fathers. Like I tried to test that, and it's not working.
Yeah,
it's not working at all. So you pretty much saying a good father is the opposite of a bad father, and a good mother is the opposite of a bad mother. That's what you saying? Instead of just giving me clear example of what a good qualities of a man is, and a good qualities of what a leader is, good qualities of what a good woman is, and stuff, and just sticking to the good, so we can actually have like a list at the end of what these good qualities is, so we can have something to follow. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. What's some stuff you want to bring to the table, man? Because I think at the end of the day, when we look at people that's giving their all and stuff like that, you're gonna get blowback from somewhere. We not perfect. So again, what makes good qualities of a man? And we just gonna focus on the man right now. We ain't gonna focus on a bad man or nothing. But just a good qualities of a good man. Because we're gonna try this again and see if we can get some kind of guidelines or something we can follow. What is the qualities of a good man that we all can follow? So women like Sugar Bomb said she can have more men to pick from.
Being a good man is you being, first of all, you got to be a good person, because as far as just an individual, if you're not a good person, then a lot of that is going to show in you. I can be thoughtful and respectful to anybody I meet until they give me like a reason not to be, because some people they're not good and they're going to show you they're not good. So I'm going to respect any man. I
should cut you off every time you do it. You only focus on the good. Only focus on the good. We got enough of bad examples of what a bad man is and what a bad woman is. Let's just see, can we focus on good qualities? Because I can't write none of the bad examples down of what a bad. Everybody know what a bad junk is. So a good man to you. Let's break that down. What is a good man to you? And what is a good man to Nino? And if Witch Doctor in the background, what's good? Good for Witch Doctor.
To me, it's good and bad is subjective, But I guess for me, I would say somebody who's responsible, mostly honest, caring, a little selfless, right?
Yeah.
And someone who's realistic, right? He's positive, but he sees the negative, and he tries to plan his life around. He tries to build up people around him, starting with his family and himself. And that's probably all I'll give for now. That's the only thing coming to my mind. It's probably way more, but that's what I'll just throw out there for now.
But
I like that. I like that. Listen, George. Before you do it, I know you're gonna do it. Did you notice how Nino didn't give me one bad thing? He only just said all the good qualities. I appreciate that, Nino. Following the question and being direct, bro. You can go ahead, George. Go ahead.
But same thing I said. I mean, a decent person. You start out at the ground level of being a good man is you be a decent person, you respectful, show some intellectual capability. I mean, it's a reflection of how you treat people that makes you a good man. I mean, strong, have some kind of faith in God. I mean, because everybody's not religious, but you should have something belief there's something bigger than you. I mean, that's a good man. That could be for a woman too, because a lot of women need to have some respect and they need to be of good character. Because if you're not a good character and you're willing to do anything, then you know that's a shady person, and that's not a good man, a good woman, or anything. So,
Really, day.
and an honest person.
Day. Shady. Is that a quality? Is that a quality of a good characteristic?
What's a good character? You know what?
Being shady is that quality of a good. Well, why you can't do it?
What quality do you want? Honesty.
Well, I'm saying just only good qualities, and you can just remove negative traits from women and men. Just remove the negative traits from women and men. Just only good.
Just be honest.
Okay, honest.
Be helpful if you can.
I think my fault. I think
You
a
ought to
good
go.
man.
But
I think a good man is a valuable man. If you're valuable to yourself and people around you, then you're good. If the things you do is like a liability to people, to you and people around you, then you're a bad man. You know.
a bad. I mean, you can be a bad man also. I mean, but for us, I can see like I'm looking at three good men, and this is just off first impression. So everybody, a good men attended to care, respectful, and constant. Well, she right about that. Zaire, I don't even know how to pronounce her name.
Cyrax.
Zyrex.
Zyrax.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's some of the qualities that I just mentioned. I mean, be conscious of and respect for other people. There are no only good people. We all do bad stuff. That's a
Yeah, I
positive.
mean that's a fact, but
Sometimes,
um,
sometimes your bad stuff can is a depend on how your bad stuff can affect people. I mean, everybody got the capabilities of being bad, and everybody got the capability of being bad because that's in your nature. Is you choosing to be bad? That's reflects your character. I mean,
I feel you.
I think the goalpost for good and bad is gonna always move. It's just like hot and cold. You don't know when hot start and when cold start. You know what I'm saying? You could say hot start at 70 degrees. Another person could say hot start at 80 degrees. So we
Mm-hmm.
know it's something the goalpost could always move, good and bad. So this is why I think like a good man is a man that is beneficial to himself and people around him. You know what I'm saying? And a bad man is a liability to people around him and himself. Like let's say you're strung out on drugs. You're bad because you're bad to people around you and yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just, and if you're a productive man, you are asset to people around you and you are asset to yourself because you free out here. You ain't locked up or you ain't in a rehab facility or something. So I think is good and bad could be relative to whoever dealing with, but if people around you is benefiting from your presence or you are asset to them, you know what I'm saying, I think you're a good man. You know what I mean, on whatever level that could be. You could have no job, but you help people, you help your family, you the mechanic, whatever, you know what I'm saying. you don't gotta be rich and all of that shit to be a good man. I think like as long as you're beneficial, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just see someone said being bad is subjective.
And that's a fact.
But
It just depends on what that person that's looking at them how they feel about the things that they did. Right? She gotta.
Who judging the good or bad?
She with you, George. She agree with you, George. No job for a man is a bad man. There you go. There you go. I told you they're gonna rock with you. I told you that.
Well, you know what? I like women, so I don't get mad at her supporting me.
Oh, I didn't tell you to be mad at them.
I mean, I don't know if make him a bad
man.
Yeah,
George on it. George on it.
I don't know if make him a bad man, but I know it's a bad thing not have a job. But
it just depends on if your finances good. Because there's a lot of people that's retired. Technically, they don't have a job. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only reason why people working. You win the lottery tomorrow. You win that Powerball, and you bring home 20-something billion.
It's over with. It's over with.
I guess I'm gonna be the bad guy.
I'm gonna tell you now.
I'm about to be bad. I'm about to be a housewife, according to George.
I'm gonna be the super villain. I win the Powerball. That's the key, man.
I am not stepping back in no job if I won like that. I tell people all the time. That's my catchphrase. Just like he say affirmations, I said, please. So if I win that lottery, y'all know it's over with now. Y'all know it's over. It's coming up today. I'm about to play it.
I'm just gonna tell you, I win the Powerball. I'll be my early retirement. Well,
nigga, if I win the Powerball, I'm blowing my retirement. Y'all can have it. I get that out. I give it out every time it come out. I got the money already. It's good. Y'all can have it.
See, but me, since I'm a good guy, I'm gonna give all my coworkers $5 each.
$5. That's just
you can't even. You know, you can't even get a drink and 2 packs of M&Ms or something with that. I think the drink $2.50 now in some places.
No, they're gonna get $5 each because you know I gotta respect them a little bit. Tell them I love them. But
people that win the lottery go broke, sugar bum. That's a fact. You never noticed that shit? Most people that win the lottery go broke.
Yeah, because they told too many people.
Or they die.
And everybody in their pockets, everybody need, I'm hurting. And they don't know how to use the interest off the money instead of using the actual physical money that they got. You know already the taxes and all that stuff gonna take half of whatever you don't collect. They're gonna go to federal and state. Then people can come in and they're gonna try to hit his or her pockets up. But what you got to do is you got to invest that money so you can live off the investment.
Why would you invest? Why would you invest if you got like $100 million?
Because that's what people that has 100 millions and billions do. They invest their money. All their money is not physical money. All of it not liquid. They have a certain portion of it that's liquid. You make sure taxes get what they're supposed to get, but you live off the interest of your money. It's financial literacy. That's what you do.
Well, you know what?
100 million, stay 100 million.
If you see the numbers on the Powerball, and if they tell you buy the cash option, you only gonna get like
you take the cash option. You take the cash option. Like say if it's 400 million, and then they were gonna pay you in installments. You take the cash option for 190 million. You take that, and then you got the lump sum. You ain't got to worry about it. You already got the lump sum. You let them take the 54% off of it, so you still gonna be ending up with like maybe 80 to 100 million at the end, or a little bit under, maybe 75 million. But you had nothing compared to that 75 million. You can take 5 million and invest it, or 8 million and invest it into your what it is, dividend stock and make 600,000 a year and live off the 600,000 a year just by sitting in there and take a long term capital gain. You're not gonna be struggling for nothing living off 600,000.
I mean, I wouldn't invest. I mean, honestly, I may loan some people some money so they can start their own business. But if I had an option of $20 million, I can live off that pretty good. I'm not one of those extravagant people anyway, so you're not going to see me trying to buy Lamborghinis, and you're not going to see me trying to buy Bentleys and none of that.
Oil change 80 grand. Why would you do that?
But
that's not this.
I'm gonna always.
I could go broke off for $10 million.
Go broke, honey.
George, man, this is a whole nother conversation. But you telling me, brother, you wouldn't invest your money just because you had millions of dollars. You just spend the physical cash.
Even after taxes, I can't go broke off of $5 million. I don't have no lifestyle that dictates that I got to spend $5 million in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't make sense to keep the $5 million and live off the interest. It don't make sense for that. And keep the lifestyle that you had, and you just don't have to work as hard.
I mean, be intelligent. If you want the annuity and they pay it off like in a 20-year time, it can be good for you. I mean, as long as you don't change too much and being extravagant, you can live off of that.
Shout out to everybody new that came in the chat and everybody that's still rocking with us. I appreciate y'all for coming by to the gas stop and checking out, getting a little bit of gas. Even if you pull off and you don't get no cigarettes, I thank you for coming.
Don't forget to hit the like button, please.
Well,
yeah.
We got to bring this to a close because I'm about to go over here and get some food from my parents' house.
Oh, you ain't sharing, George?
Huh?
You ain't sharing?
Parents' crib.
You getting homemade food from the parents' house, and I got to be taking my little tax money and stuff and ordering for the family. You can come by and get a plate from me, but you got to trade out items. What size you got?
Because I got food here, but my mama cooks, so hey, I'm not gonna turn down my mama food. Well, certain things I don't eat, but
I don't turn down no mama food now. Yeah. I ain't gonna turn down your mama food.
That's what I'm saying.
But he ain't offering.
My mother is a housewife, and my father provides, so she know how to cook. Mm. And they've been married now. It'll be 56 years in September. That's a long time. So for some reason, she still think that tell us to come and get food. He tell us.
Hey man, y'all give it up for that, man. That's a whole lot of years together. You said they've been together almost 60 years.
Yeah, 56 years.
Good gracious. Good gracious. They don't make them like that no more.
And they still like each other.
Yeah,
they stay in the same room.
My parents get along real good. I mean, they come from a different era, come from the country, and down there, like they was raised like if you're a woman, you learn to cook, you learn to clean and all that, and if you're a man, you go out there, you get a job, and you make sure you have a house for your woman to move in. My parents were raised under that kind of doctrine, and they've been together since, like I said, 1956, 1968, they got married. And I've been part of that two-parent thing forever. It seemed like a long time to other people, but I never think about it because, you when you get used to something, it's just like second nature to see your parents together. Some people find it short.
My parents ain't as long as yours. Y'all you got to put my years of marriage on top of my parents for it to equal out to what your parents got. They kind of like top A in the class of staying together. My parents have been together about 41, 42 years, and that's a long time too. So we give it up for that old school love. I think that's what people searching for. Old school love.
It's hard because my folks didn't even. Y'all think Augusta is country? They came from like out of the woods, and when I mean woods, I'm like dirt road to the house, dirt road back. They grew up during segregation and all that, so it was a different time for them. And like people say they want old school love, but that's hard to find now because this new era just shaped so differently.
What do you think is different about it?
Is what?
Why? What you think is different from like how people loved each other back then? Huh?
The difference is women didn't have as many rights, and women they have more protection then than they do now. I mean, you couldn't go certain places when my parents got married. When they was kids, you know, they grew up, both of them born in 1947. So they grew up during segregation. If you were out at a certain time at night in the wrong part of town, something can happen to you. So they protected the women, and they kept the women away from all these evil people. Like, because a lot of white folks were evil then. Now, like they are now, they was super evil then. So it was a different era. And
I don't know why that's just so funny, but it's like how you said it, boy. He said super evil.
Yeah.
And why it sounds so funny.
And that's why it's not like it is now, because you know it's a lot more freedom for women, a lot more freedom for men, and women can be women are more self-sufficient now than they was when my parents got together. Everything looks different now than it was when they are. And sometimes, you know, I have to go back and forth with them and explain, like, this ain't the 6 no more. This ain't Scriven County. This ain't Jenkins County. And, like, so the era is different. The women are different because the women are more educated. The women have more leeway. So it's hard to find that type of old school love because they don't have the restrictions like they have now.
I guess I need to ask the question, and we can close it on it if you want. Do you think because society is not like it was back in the day that old school love is not possible, or that you think that people can still get together in society the way that it is and make it happen? Because there's a lot of people out here still moving and grooving. We still finding love out here. You just gotta find somebody who.
It's possible.
What you with?
It's possible. What is rare? It's rare to find.
So you telling me that freedom messed up our relationships?
It's rare to find it on both ends. I mean, because what happened then? Well, what happened going through the 60s and 70s is like drugs and gangs came into our neighborhoods, right? And that took away a lot of the men from the home, especially drugs. Drugs destroyed a lot of stuff. It destroyed the men, destroyed the women, and then they opened the door to, like, you don't have to be with a black person now. And like my parents, they came from the era where you couldn't be with nobody, a black man, a light-skinned black man, a dark-skinned black man. You couldn't get your white man back then. You couldn't get a white woman back then. So now abilities flew open.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. No, it ain't about what you want. It's just like you got more options now than you do. That's why sometimes we lose the old school love because women got more options and they just can't go to like one source. Men can't.
But that's not going to change though. So we know society has changed now. What it is that we can do to get that old school love in society that it is.
Do you think it's because people needed each other more back then? So now they didn't really need to be together that much? Because nowadays, a lot of people is okay with being single.
That's a fact. I see a lot of men getting vasectomies now.
Yeah.
Everything changed. Respect and all that. Society Society ruins things too. I'm just gonna want you. I mean, you got to talk to an older person, like older than me, because I'm older than all three of y'all, and they can let them just tell you about what it was when they was in their 20s and how they see the world different now than what we see it.
Mm.
And that's
Well, you got a couple of them on. You got a couple of them on your side, Miss Doris Myers, matriarch of the Untouchables. Said it's possible to have old school love. I know Zyrad said on the same thing. It's a couple of men that's agreeing that it's still possible. You just gotta push them rocks to the side and look hard, play hide and seek with it, but you will find it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it on up, man. I ain't got no theme music for you. We ain't got no outro music for
You
it.
gotta wrap it up, Giz.
Yeah, I was thinking to go ahead and wrap it up because I want to hold him up from his cornbread.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Are you gonna run the
He ain't gonna give me none. He ain't gonna give me none, but I still care about him. Make sure he get that mom cooking.
Damn.
I gotta go get me some soup and some something.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't.
But find out. Well, my little daughter is under the weather, so we got homemade soup at the house.
Okay.
Okay.
When the vegetables got chopped up, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no canned stuff.
You won't be hungry. Look at it.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm about to go get you collard greens, whatever meat she cooked. I think she cooking some steak. And I'll send you a picture of it.
No,
So
you better not. You better not do that.
That's like giving
Shoot,
your
you know
coworker
any words, bro?
Damn.
I was just saying that sounds like how he's giving his coworkers $5, just a little tease.
$5. Damn.
But nah, man, good show, man. I appreciate you having me up, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Sugar bomb. I agree with that. I don't glamorize back in the day because it wasn't good for us as a whole. So we in agreement on that. But I didn't bring that stuff up. that was your boy George going to get that steak. We're gonna put him in the topic we working on at Now for Humans and give him a chance to come over there and defend his honor. DJ, man, appreciate you coming too, man. Any last words, brother?
Yo, appreciate you having me, Giz. I'm about to definitely go take some sleep. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thanks for introducing us to George. George is cool peoples, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I done know George over 25 years, man.
Damn. That's a lot.
He know me when I was in middle school.
What's up?
So he was my uncle. He my uncle, one of my uncle friends.
Okay. So, yeah, appreciate you. What you could do is probably drop me and Nino, you know what I'm saying, and give you last words and let
I ain't got no last words. We about to be out, baby.
Can't stop this money marathon, but they gon' try record it. Going hard and stuff, so they gon' pay you homage. Stuff, so they gon' pay you homage.
Doctor?
Stuff, so they gon' pay you homage. Stuff, so they gon' pay you homage. Stuff, so they gon' pay you homage. Can't stop this money marathon, but they gon' try record it. Can't stop this money marathon, but they gon' try record it.